So we are live. Welcome to another episode of the Greatness Engineering Hour show. It's always a pleasure to have you. And today, again, we're going to have an amazing show, an amazing conversation. We're going to talk about the 30 shining stars of the world book. So I'm as a guest today, I have several guests. They are, I have the visionary of the book and I have the co-authors as well. And just to let you know, this book is going to change the world. It's going to transform your life. And it brings you extraordinary and inspiring stories that will change you and change generation to come. And I think it's a strong, I think personally, it's a strong testimony to greatness and excellence. And just to give you an idea of what it is, so this is the book. You can actually find it on Amazon. It's available. It's been launched in India. And on the 30th of October, it was launched in Pakistan and in Italy as well. So there are 30 leaders, extraordinary leaders, talking about their stories of struggles, but making sure that you understand that struggles are part of the success and the growth that we have to go through. So the book is available, and you can actually have have a look on Amazon for that. And so these are my guests today. You're gonna get to know them. They're gonna introduce, their chapter and talk about a little bit, introduce you a little bit to the book. Obviously, we're not gonna tell you everything because we want you to buy the book, but it's gonna be good to just, touch base with those incredible authors that are actually sharing their story with the world. So just to let you know, as usual, let us know where you're watching from. Let us know as well, if you have an insight or question to ask, and we can address the question or in a way, connect you with any of the author if you want to particularly connect with them. So without further ado, we're gonna start, and I'm gonna bring all those shining stars today so that they can talk to you and that you can discover, a bit of their stories and get inspired already before you buy the book. So don't go anywhere. We are starting now. Another episode of the Greatness Engineering Hour show, the show that is brought to you by the Humanitarian Global Leadership Organization.
Real is important is if you just look at the word compassion, when it's behavior, it's something that can be learned, and it is something that we can embody through habits and through our daily actions.
To get this idea that if we interject this wisdom intentionally, I call them needle movers. It's the needle mover that's missing.
Don't deprive the world of your greatness. Please. Don't do that anymore. Dare to excel, dare to be sexy, dare to be you, dare to be the best version of yourself. Impact yourself positively, and from there impact others, and you are not alone.
welcome to the Greatness Engineering Hour show. It is a pleasure to have all those shining stars today with us. And I'm very excited. I'm very excited for, this show and the conversation and for us to really share, a little bit of what we have in the book as our story, as we share our story to the world, and we want to make a difference by sharing it. So before we get to the conversation and get to know you a little bit more, I just want you first to introduce yourself to the audience. Let us know who you are, and then we'll start to go a bit deep into the book. And I'm going to start with the visionary, so with Prachi Gupta, which is the visionary of the book, The Threading Shining Stars of the World, and just want you to get to know her as such. Prachi, the floor is yours.
Oh, thank you so much, Marily. Thank you. So, I'm Prachi Gupta from India, and I'm a best-selling author of 5 books, a motivational speaker, a founder of Hurdle Books, and also the state woman president of a political party in India. I basically work towards women empowerment, and this is what the idea and struggle brought me to give you all 30 shining stars, the 30 wonderful people of this world.
Fantastic. So welcome, Prachi. So happy to have you, and congratulations again on bringing such an inspiring book, to the world. So I'm going to start with Rania now. Rania, please introduce yourself. I know you're familiar with the show, but it's always good to have you back and to hear a little bit of what you talk about in the 30 Shining Stars.
Warm greetings from Greece. I'm very, very honored and very happy to be invited, dear Mirella, in your amazing show for the second time. And I would like to congratulate Dr. Prachi Gupta for this amazing initiative for the book, 30 Shining Stars of the World. And I'm extremely thrilled and honored to be a part of this book. I'm Rania Labu. I'm a multi-awarded global educator, STEM instructor, ICT teacher trainer, neuroeducation researcher, international speaker, author of scientific book for kids, and global peace ambassador in Greece. Currently, I'm working at the Greek Ministry of Education at the Directorate of Educational Technology and Innovation, where I write mostly STEM projects at Greek schools. And also, I'm a STEM instructor at the Greek Astronomy Space Company. I'm the founder also of many innovative humanitarian international projects that focus on the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. And through my work, I try to promote STEM vision by introducing STEM in astronomy and physics projects and combine STEM with language teaching.
Fantastic. She is humble. She does so much, so we can't even start to talk about it, but welcome back, Rania. And we have, as part of this anthology, another amazing woman, BOJANA. Please welcome to the show.
Oh, hello. This is I'm BOJANA BOGOJEVIC, as Mirella already said. I'm sending you greetings from Belgrade. It's capital of Republic of Serbia. I'm officially a lawyer and with post-graduation degree of a specialist of corporate governance. Also, I having post-graduation degree from Yale in field of climate change and for Harvard University in a field of medicine about coping stress of COVID-19. I'm an author. I'm also multiple awarded person. I'm UNACC Honorary Executive Director for Sustainable Development. I can't recall what I'm more, but I'm a lot of things, and I'm also climate reality leader. I'm a media person, humanitarian, and peacemaker, global peacemaker, yes, indeed. And now I'm one of 30 shining stars from Prachi Gupta's incredible book. Yes.
Yes, shining stars you wear and shining star you continue to be. Welcome, welcome.
As
And we have
Rania said, I'm currently working in a government of Republic of Serbia Ministry for European integration in as advisor in Department of Sustainable Development.
fantastic.
So maybe we could, or we should, or maybe in the future we will work together.
Fantastic. So we're going to come back anyway to to ask you a little bit about what you wrote in this anthology, but we're going to continue the introduction, and the next star is AYSE. AYSE is based in the Netherlands. So AYSE, the floor is yours. We can barely hear you. Yes, Essay, I think we can't actually hear you. If you can, I think there's something with your sound. Not a lot. So let me come back to you. We'll come back because we think so. I'll come back to you, and I'm going to go to Faten. Faten is here. She's based in Oregon in the US, and it's very early there. So Faten, welcome, and we really appreciate you, waking up early to be with us today.
Hello, my name is Faten Alsher. I'm so happy to be here today with you, Marielle, and the Shining Stars. I'm PRACHI GUPTA. Professional photographer, graduated from New York Institute of Photography. I got awarded internationally from Paris, Nigeria, Philippines, India, and upcoming event in Hollywood, California. I'm a mom of 3 little kids, a wife, and a global peacemaker as well. And I have lots to come in the future.
Fantastic. We welcome you. We know that you're doing some, inspirational work, and we'll get the opportunity to talk about it as we continue the introduction.
Yeah.
And then our next shining star is XANTHI. XANTHI is here with us. XANTHI, let us know who you are. Introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody. Congratulations for this wonderful book and for all the relaunches. My name is XANTHI HONDROU-HILL. I am from Nausa, Greece. I have studied German literature, linguistics, journalism, and public relations management. So that's quite a few things. And I have worked at the University of Stuttgart as a professor for Greek language. And parallel, I was working for the Greek consulate as a public relations consultant to improve the fame of Greece abroad. And there I created the Immeres Ellinikou Πολιτισμού, Days of Greek Culture, which went for a whole year and created several events which took place every weekend in Stuttgart and around Stuttgart, including a football game with VfB Stuttgart, one of the biggest teams in Germany and one of the biggest teams in Greece, PAOK. And several other things, cultural events, music events, poetry events, of course, as I love poetry. And the highlight was the political exchange between both governments, between the German and the Greek government. Further, when I returned to Greece, all this unfortunately stopped after the birth of my first child, where I couldn't walk anymore. So I started working here as a journalist in radio and in print media. And lately, I gave into my passion for poetry and won several awards in Ukraine, in I think Latin America. I don't remember which country anymore, as it is many, many, many. And this year, I got first prize from the Global Gandhian Association for a peace poem. So, and now I'm working for several international magazines in poetry and culture. One is Namaste in India, Humanity in Russia, several others, which I don't remember anymore. Somehow I'm a bit nervous. And here in Greece, I am the author of the column in Pharetra, which is called About Poetry. And in Greece, it's called Peripisi, which is also a connotation of treat yourself. Yeah, take care of yourself. Thank
fantastic, you. Fantastic. So inspiring. And we'll come back to you. I see that AYSE is back. So we should be able to get you to introduce yourself. Fantastic. You're back. So we can hear you now. So the floor is.
It is better now.
Yours, AYSE.
Is it better? Yeah.
Yeah, it's better. Hello. Yes. It is better, but we're losing you again.
I want to thank you for having me in your talk show. I don't know. It's not good,
go ahead.
Or
yeah, you're back.
Yes, thank you for having me in your talk show. I am Mrs. Netherlands Universe, and in daily life, I am the CEO of the beauty department. This is a slimming clinic in the Netherlands, and here we work with high-tech machines for slimming treatments, wrinkles, and here I work as a medical doctor in daily life. And also I love to inspire, so I am an international awarded writer, so for the changing the mindset. And also, before I go further, I want to thank PRACHI for this amazing opportunity to be one of the world leaders to inspire the youth and women for this amazing empowerment.
Fantastic. So welcome. And as you can see, we have, our all co-authors are from, different background and inspiring stories. And there's a lot behind all of this. And we're gonna try to know a little bit about what they wrote into the book, and just wanted to ask, one of you and to talk about what is your chapter about, and what is the key message that you really want to send to the youth or to anyone who want to read this chapter. And I'm gonna start with BOJANA on this one, just to know exactly what is your chapter about, and what do you want really people to know and to remember.
Well, my chapter is number 4. The title of chapter is Dreams Do Come True, which actually is really, really true in my case, because I wanted to show people that when you have a strong willingness to do something and a strong desire, there is no impossible way. There is just a harder way to achieve something. And I want to share them, to show them actually that even I was a refugee, I do suffered panic attacks, agoraphobia, I was housebound. There is always a possibility to make something if you are willing to learn and educate yourself. I want them to show the real life, that simply we are real people. That is our strength. We are real people with real pain, tears, and yes, everything can be done, but not overnight. You need to have a lot of strength, passion, to believe in yourself, and don't give a damn about what other people are saying to you or some other people advices. If you do believe in yourself and you have enough strength to push your thing, you will achieve it eventually.
Fantastic. And it is important because when we have, and I like the fact that you're saying we are real people, especially when we talk about people who are refugees. Sometimes we think they are not real people. We are real people. And it's important that we continue to believe in ourselves even when the rejection is there. And that's an important thing. So thank you. Thank you, BOJANA, for sharing that. And what about you, Fatin? What is what is your chapter all about?
My chapter is number 9. It's about Lens Gave Me Life, which is after I got diagnosed with the postpartum depression, after I got my 3 kids, and I was like very depressed because you can say the most important reason I got depressed is my overweight. So that makes me so depressed and got like cry a lot, don't sleep well, So so I got enrolled in the New York Institute of Photography 5 years ago, and it helped me a lot. I got to study it like 18 months and got certificate. Then I got to offer like free shoots, more than like 150 free photo shoot here, just to help me cope with people, to forget my depression. You know what I mean? So yeah, now I'm just so thankful to what I reached, Yeah. So let me life.
And it's important because a lot of women suffer from postnatal depression, and it's something sometimes that we don't pay attention to. And it's good to see that through photography you've been able to to rekindle yourself and rejuvenate yourself, and really give another a meaning to your life, so that you don't actually become a victim of this depression. So thanks a lot for sharing. XANTHI, what about you? I think with your poetry, and I know that you've done so much, and just wanted to know, what do you share in your chapter? What's the name of your chapter? And what are the key things that you want any reader of this chapter to take on?
What I wanted in this chapter to bring across is that it's very important to believe in yourself, because many people tried to put roadblocks in my way when I started to write poetry, especially after I came from Germany to Greece. They were all very helpful, trying to help me, but instead they destroyed what I was writing. So during the pandemic, I started going out into the world, because we couldn't talk to each other because of the lockdown. I tried to find other groups to talk about my poems, and it was so overwhelming for me that I was taken on from international groups to other international groups, from poetry meetings to the next poetry meeting, and it was like it spread like a wildfire. Everybody wanted to have me in their sessions, and this was amazing for me, as I was never so popular that people liked me. I was always a little bit of a shy little child, and that actually brought my self-belief, my confidence up, and I started not only writing poetry, but I also held a festival on the 2nd and 3rd, 4th of September this year here in Nausa. And now I'm continuing to do 2 not just one, but two anthologies, one in Greek and one in English. And it's very important to just believe in what you want, what brings you pleasure and happiness, and continue doing this, because it's such an important thing to have yourself in the focus. Focus on what you want in your life. I think this is my message in that chapter.
Yeah, very, very important message. Believe in yourself, because people always, when they don't understand really what you're trying to do, they try to sometimes to discourage you, because they see you in a box and they don't want you to go out of this box. And it is important to reiterate this message, especially to the youth and to women. So thank you, Dancy, for that. We have Essie's back. So Essie, the question that I was asking is, what is your chapter about, and what is the key message that you want, any reader to take on when they read your chapter?
Yes, thank you for the question. I had a Wi-Fi problem, so I'm back now. My chapter is about giving up is not an option, because I had in my youth a lot of pressure of cultural things. So I did grow up with cultural pressure. So I want to give as a message that make sure that you own the pen of your own life story. So this is very important, to make your own decisions and not to let other people tell you how to live. That is the most important message of me.
And it's a strong message, just like, I was mentioning before.
Yes.
Being, believing in yourself, believing in your story.
Yes.
And
So,
owning your story. It's very important, because otherwise you're going to be part of somebody else's story, and that's not what you want. So thank you for sharing that.
Yes, but everything what I went through did make me the strong woman I am today. So I want to inspire the youth of today, so to become very strong.
Fantastic. And Rania, I know you're doing a lot, you're doing so much. So what is, your chapter about, and what is the key message that we can take from it?
My chapter is number 22. It's called The Teacher Who Defies Challenges and Obstacles. Actually, you know that my main inspiration are children, and a significant moment in my career that introduced me also to the world of STEM was my participation in the national project about how to teach particle physics to primary school students. It was a moment of revelation for me. First of all, I had to redesign the curriculum and be innovative and creative. But the most important challenges were that, first of all, I had to deal with underprivileged children. We talk about children who were coming from a low socioeconomic background. So I had to pay from my own pocket, from my own salary for the projects. We talk about the terrible infrastructure of the buildings. And also, we haven't a room for the teaching of technology, so how to teach STEM. We found a way to use simply everyday materials. We talk about other challenges. There were parents. There were a parent involvement who told me that I don't want my children of 7 years old to learn about particle physics. So I had to arrange many pedagogical sessions to convince them. I have also male teachers who thought that I was not enough, that I could not be effective enough as teacher to teach particle physics. Many challenges. But, apart from this, the most important there was my international projects in Malawi. The first one was about water awareness, how to teach about water awareness to students who are thirsty. And students who have to walk about 90 minutes to find clean water to drink. So through this project, which had a great impact, I integrated activities which help students to use only natural resources such as sand and wood, something like that. They did amazing things. They performed amazing activities. And we obtained sanitation filtering equipment for these children. They learned how to sanitize also the water. And 6 wells were drilled in areas of Malawi where children had to walk away many miles to find clean water to drink. Another one, it's about the food, about food combinations in case of food shortage. It was implemented in India. It inspired many teachers in India who visited slums, educated their families, and donated the money. And another one was about gender-based violence in Nigeria, which integrated STEM education with gender-based violence awareness. And also here in Greece, I'm teaching as a volunteer to students, to refugees, to students with special education needs and children at the Ecological Hospital. So what is my key message is that you can work wonders if you love what you are doing. And saying this because here in Greece, for instance, there are teachers who complain all the time that we don't have the funding to implement STEM projects, for instance, or that we have schools with terrible infrastructures. I have implemented projects that have won over 200 awards, and I didn't use technology. So I think it's a great example to show to all teachers who are complaining about lack of funding and complaining about governments and ministers that you can do really wonders. If there is a will, there is a way, and if there is a will, there is the key.
And that's an important step, like you said, and it's happening everywhere where people complain, but they don't want to be part of the solution. And it is important that we understand, and this message will really be important to understand that it starts with us. We start the process and then people will follow, because if we're just complaining, nothing is going to happen. So thank you so much for sharing that. And I still want to ask, Prachi, obviously, you coordinated the book. So what is the key thing that you really want people to, to remember, when they read this book and those different chapters?
Okay. Like, this book is all about second chances, starting over, not giving up. So I want readers, everyone out there, to not be disheartened, because I've seen a lot of youngsters giving up their life on failures, and just like young kids have seen going for suicide and just ending their life. I want them to just learn from these great 30 people that life is not small, it is huge. They build it, you can build it, and everyone can build it. So just read this book, their stories, and learn from them what they did. They are, every 30 of them have struggled in their life. They didn't have a rosy life. Everyone struggled, and today they are a star. So every reader can be a star like them. So I want them to be inspired from these 30 people.
Fantastic. And it is an important message, like you said, because we see in a lot of different countries the youngster being discouraged, there's high unemployment, and any failure is just fatal for some of them. So it is important to encourage them. And I'm always one of the people who say, if you can see it, you can do it. So it's important that role models that have been able to do it come out and share their story, so that it gives them the inspiration, and they can navigate through the challenges. So we're going to have a break, and we will be back to continue our conversation. And for those joining us, we are talking about the 30 Shining Stars of the World book, which is under the vision of Prachi Gupta, and you've been able to listen to some of the co-author and see and understand the impact that they create in their own environment, and the inspiring stories that they are bringing to you. So make sure you get to know where to find the book. It's on Amazon, but let us know if you have any question or anything, and we will definitely make sure to address it. So don't go anywhere. We're gonna have a short break, and we'll be back. So we are back. We are back with our shining stars. And as I was mentioning before, we are talking about the 30 shining stars of the world. And it is a visionary an anthology under the visionary PRACHI Gupta. The book has been launched in India, in Pakistan, in Italy, and we are continuing the tour because it is an important book with stories of inspiration and stories that are going to change your life. And it is important that we continue to go around the world to create the awareness about this book. And one of the question when we talk about creating awareness, one of the question that I really want to ask you is, what do you think this book can do, and change that the book can bring, and what are really the expectation? I know we've talked about your chapter, but when we talk about the book itself, what do you think this book can do, for the youth, for for anyone that gonna read it? So I'm gonna start with this time with Xanthi to just know exactly what do you think this book can do.
I feel that really this book can bring about a massive change because all the 30 people there, they are not just from one community. They are from 20 countries and different professions. There's beauty queen, there are teachers, there are journalists. So they are from varieties of things. So everyone can be motivated, not just a single country, single person. It can bring about a massive change if circulated well. It can really bring about a massive change in every part of the world, not just one.
Yes, and it is, it can become a movement, and I think that's really what it is. It starts with the stories, but the stories have to be perpetuated. So it's kind of a movement. But let's hear about, as I really want to hear about your perspective, Nancy, on what do you think this book can bring, and the change or anything that you think that it's going to contribute to.
You know, in poetry, we say if it helps even one person, then we have reached our goal to change something, to hit a nerve, to just make the person see that there are other people out there who are feeling exactly the same way as we did. One was depressed, one was stuck like me. I was stuck in the middle of nowhere, thinking that the world is, has left me behind. But here we are, like 20 years later, for me, for instance. I wanted to create this festival, which I recently did. And it came to be with a simple question. I would like to do a festival. Would you like to participate, Mr. Mayor? And he said, yes, we love that. And there I was. So sometimes it needs the right people to just give you a notch. And sometimes it needs a book where you see from 30 different angles that no matter where the roadblocks are, you can overcome them in different ways. And this is, I think, very inspiring. And another great factor is that there are so many women in this book that are leaders in what they do. Like Rania does fantastic things, and I know Isilda Nunes, who has single-handedly done the worldwide Spanish-speaking network with poetry. And the funny thing about that is that we don't even think about it as such a big thing, but everybody else does. And I think this is what we who wrote the chapters are getting from that. I am enjoying actually talking about it because it gives me pleasure, and the moments that we experience that are actually quite rare in life. So
Mm-hmm.
thank you
And
for giving us this
and that's
opportunity.
and I like the fact that you say it gives you pleasure, because it's not only about sharing, but at the same time it's also kind of therapeutic for us, because we are sharing difficult moment in our life and we're releasing to the world, and sometimes it's not an easy process, and it's good that we're enjoying the process. And thank you very much for that. Bojana, what about you? I mean, what do you think this book, I know we've talked about it, what do you think this book can make, the change and that the book can bring?
Well, I think that this book is already making a change, because we are all witnessing when we are entering a bookstore. It for me, what is the main issue with this book and what is the most important is it isn't just another self-help psychology book. Industry of happiness is extremely big, because people are depressed, people are losing jobs, people are fighting COVID, post-COVID. We are simply, as I said at the beginning, we are ordinary people, people from the neighborhood who are telling our stories from real tears, from real pain, from real dust. And I think it has a big opportunity, and we can't lose momentum, because all around the world people are desperate to hear real stories, not just, oh yes, come on, overnight success of rich parents or something like that, God-given opportunity. Well, maybe there is something God-given opportunity, overnight success, but in my story it wasn't. It was overnight runaway. But I think we must use a momentum that Prachi Gupta gave to us, and something like TED speech. We have to use our strength, because we are now with this book, we are bound together for the lifetime, and to give that strength that we found inside of us to other people, to show them that we are real, that our tears are real. And it's, as I said, it's not just another self-help book about just sit, think, meditate, and it will come to you overnight.
And it's important, like you said, it's not about just the book. It's about the impact, and the impact that we want to create. It's about the change that we want to create. It's about, helping people, because at the end of the day, that's what this book is all about. By sharing our stories, but really connecting with people at every level and in different industry and in different, communities, we are going to make an impact, and that's what it's all about. So what about you, Rania? I mean, you're already making an impact, so what do you think this book will add to whatever you are already doing?
I believe that this book has really a transformative power. It can transform human lives, and especially the lives of youth, because it can help young people to set goals, to realize that they have limited opportunities and options, to help them instill self-determination, self-belief, confidence. I think that this book is a kind of mentorship, especially for young people. Supporting the youth through this book with constructive motivation, this could brighten their future perspectives and offer hope even to hopeless. I talked about volunteerism before. Volunteerism is a wonderful message for young people. And this way, motivation becomes a push for self-realization, which is actually the most needed ingredient for fulfilling a successful life, regardless of the age. So I think that it's not a book that only inspires and motivates. It's not only a collection of successful stories. It's not about this. It's something that shows the limits of the human power. Nothing can withstand the power of the human will. Human will is powerful enough to change your life. It's our indomitable will that prompts us to change or even maintain how we should live our lives the way we see fit. And remember that humans have always superpowers. Where you're meant to do something, sometimes you just know the way.
Powerful. It's very powerful, and I see, AC, you here. Just wanted to have your point of view as well. What do you think this book will, bring, and the change that it can bring, and what is it for you?
My opinion, Asian has its own life. 30 shining leaders worldwide from all. Message of this book is to be discouraged by any hurdles or difficult situations. This the people, the mindsets, and to be strong. So it's a very impactful book.
Okay, fantastic. So it is it is about changing the mindset. I think I think that's what I got from you, changing the mindset of people in front of the obstacles and the challenges that they go through, and really use those challenges to build themselves and to build their communities, and not leave it just to chance. And that's very important. So thank you for that. And finally, I want to hear your point of view, Faden, about this book. What do you think it can bring, and what kind of revolution, if we're talking about revolution
At first,
here, it can actually start?
I want everyone not to give up. This is my first point. Also, don't excuse me, don't give up. Just believe in yourself and work hard, and you'll get to whatever you want. And I think it's gonna inspire others and motivate them to learn from our stories, like what we did, and just do what they like, and what they want to reach, they can just do it. Just, you know what I mean? It's just I wanted to reach like everyone, like to never give up, and it's from my experience. I want everyone to, if you like something and you want to do it, just don't hide. If you have something making you to not to do it,
and really stand to, and I think one of you talk.
Sorry, can't hear
story,
you.
And self, and I think it's
I can't hear you. Sorry.
Can you hear me?
Now I hear you.
Okay. Okay, all right. Just wanted to say that someone was talking about owning our story, and that's really what it's all about. Is making sure that we believe in what we're trying to do, and pushing, and always pushing for it to happen, whatever obstacle, and even if we fall, we stand up again and keep going, so that we can reach our destination. So we're going to have another break, and we will be back for the last part of the show, where I really want you to let us know what is the next step in a way, personally, following this book where you participated. But let's have a break, and we'll be back to talk about it.
qui mwen se san kapa, de wap an tout droite, tous les souhaits. Qui c'est madame en cala, même si nous savons ça, t'as pas la peine.
Elle est souffert, moi elle a souffert, côté.
So we are back. We are back with our shining stars, and it has been very inspiring and a great, and great insight on what this book is going to bring to you, to your, to yourself, to your, to your loved ones, to your communities, to your country, wherever you are. We are, we are reaching out to you, and I hope that you get the opportunity to read all our stories, because we all have different stories, but there's a common element. We really want you to connect and to be able to learn from what we've gone through. So just to get back to our conversation, just wanted to ask you, we've been involved in this book, but what is the most important thing that you really want to achieve and you want to do at a level, or on a professional level, or at your community level? And just wanted to, I'll start with you again, Faden, just to know exactly, what is really the thing that you want to do, and that this book is actually helping you to go toward.
You know something? I'm so happy to what I reach now. I think this is enough, and I'm just thankful. But the only thing I would love to do it and achieve it, meeting my favorite.
Okay, all right. So who is this beautiful lady?
Yeah.
Can you tell us?
Yes. Yeah. That's something I would love to meet her. And
but who is she?
This is a singer, Lebanese singer. Her name is Hayat Wahbe.
Okay, all right. So I hope she will be able to see the show, so that she really understand that you really want to meet her. She is beautiful. I don't know her personally, but that's very good. So it is. So make sure this dream reach. You reach this dream, and I think using this anthology and sharing your story can actually help you to go to that level. So
I think you should actually send her a
else
book
that you want to share.
Yeah, I'm trying to get in touch with her. I hope it's gonna work one day.
Okay, so we'll get it to Prachi. Prachi, you have an homework to send, the book and introduce us to this diva. So that's really good. So just wanted to know, what about you, Rania? What is the key thing that you really want to do, and you
Yes,
think that
of
the
course,
book will help you to really do it?
Of course, I would like to continue writing and implementing humanitarian projects, continue helping the privileged children and write more books. But I think the most important, it could be to influence policymakers and governments about how to bring significant educational reforms for all children, especially for the privileged children. This is the next step. I don't know how I could do through my position in the ministry or in other ways, but this should be the next step. How to influence policymakers through our work.
Fantastic, and we wish you a lot of courage, because it is a fight. It is a fight, when you have to go through a system that is, that people don't want to give up. And it's important that, we look at it, we address it from different angles. So this book might be another angle that, you can use
Of course.
to be able to do. Bojana, what about you?
Well, I think first I want to thank Prachi on this wonderful opportunity, and I want you all to promise me that we will stick together and we will join our forces to continue to promote this book, not just book as book itself, then to use our power and momentum that we already have. And I want to use all my knowledge from different expertise, and especially now as an expert for sustainable development, I want to use my knowledge to make this world a better place for present and future generations. And especially as you all know that I was a refugee, I want to be eyes and voice of those whose whispers and tears can't be heard.
Fantastic. And
Thank
we
you.
really, I really enjoy the work that you're doing. It's always such a pleasure to see the impact that you create. And we will stick together definitely to make sure, you continue to step up on whatever you're trying to achieve. And
I will
so I
provide you a
have
super glue. Believe me, I'm like
we gotta stick together. Don't
yes.
worry. So I see that Zanti is she has disappeared. Just wanted to okay, you're back. So just wanted to ask your perspective that you really want to do, and you think that the book will help you to achieve.
I would like to continue writing poetry because this is my passion, and trying to get many people together to write anthologies, as I think this is like a peaceful mission to help understand each other and get to know each other, because now that we know each other, we want to do more things together and go forward together. So world peace would be for me. I don't know if we can achieve that, but yeah, I hope.
It is amazing, the power of, people coming together and what we can achieve. We should never underestimate it. And I see that, Prachi is here as well. What is, for you, you brought us all together and now we are all glued together. So what do you really want, this book to do, and to what extent, in a way? Just want to have your opinion on that.
I'm really very happy. These are not only 30 people, they are great humanitarians. I've built a beautiful family over here. Everyone is like a great human being, and their hearts are so pure and compassionate and warm. And I'm sure the way they are here, they are sharing their stories, they are going to bring a massive movement in the future. And from this book, it's not about like only a book and how it's gonna shift. We created a family, and through this network we are going to change this world for sure. A small spark is going to be a big galaxy soon. So that's what I'm thinking.
Thank you so much. It has been a great conversation, and really good to talk to you, because I think, and I hope the audience, feel the same, because it is sometimes good to just talk to people and understand what they're all about, and really, start to have a rapport with them, and start to work with them as well. And that's what's going to happen, I think, with us, being together in this family that you've just created, Prachi. And I'm really excited about it, excited to know all of you, and excited to get, to be part of your story, because in a way now I become part of your story, and it is an important step for us to come together and start to change the world, because that's what this book is gonna do. And before we leave the platform, Prachi, just wanted you to tell us, how people can, connect with you, get the book, and or any information that is important about the book that you want to share.
Okay. Okay, so the book is available on Amazon, Kobo, Barnes and Nobles. If anyone wants to get the book from any of these platforms, they can. And if you want to reach me, my tag is author Prachi. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Just reach out to me. And if you have anything to say, like if you have any comments on the book, or if you want to connect with the 30 Shining Stars also, just reach out to me and I will connect you with them. They are beautiful people, and just connect with them and get inspired with them. That's it.
Fantastic. And I see that Fatan, you wanted to say
Yeah, I would love to
something.
get.
Let's hear about you before we call it a day today.
Yeah, yeah. I wanna just say something. 1 year ago, Prachi was having this idea about the book, but she was just a little nervous or worried how to do it. So I was like talking to her, telling her, let's do it. Let's just, supporting her as much as I can. And today, I'm so happy to meet you, all of you, and get to know each one of you. And I would love to give a special thank to Prachi Gupta for doing this and letting me be part of this and meeting these beautiful ladies and all these 30 shining stars of the world. Also, besides Mariella, thank you so much. Thanks for everyone.
Thank you so much. It is a pleasure, and for the audience, if you don't know, I'm also one of the co-author, sharing my journey as a woman dominated, energy sector. So you can get my story as well and understand, where, how I was built into this industry and how I've been able to reach, the step, where I am right now. But it's not the end. So get your book, get the book. And don't hesitate to connect with Prachi if you need more information, or if you want to connect with one of us, particularly, she'll be able to let you know and to connect to you. But for now, it is going to be bye-bye. And I really thank you, Prachi, Fatan, Rania, Zanti, and Hannah is gone. Thank you for, sharing this, inspiring us in a way, and sharing a bit of what you are talking about in the book. But obviously, we didn't share everything because we want the audience to read the book.
Yeah.
So, but it's been good to have a glimpse of it, and really, start to create the appetite for people to read those stories. But most important thing, to build on those stories, to make an impact in their life and in the life of others. So that's all for today. And so I wish you to have a great, to enjoy the rest of your day. And for the audience, thank you for being with us. And I will be back for 2 episodes of the Greatness Engineering Hour. So next week, I will be going on Friday. I will be going to Tampa, and we will be talking to 2 amazing ladies on the impact that they're now, doing globally. They started locally, but now they're stepping up to the global market. And we're going to have another series of our shining stars coming up on Sunday. So stay tuned and come back with us so that we can, you can again be inspired by other stories. So that's all for us today. And I see you next week for another episode of the Greatness Engineering Hour. So bye-bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.